coach, and I want to talk to you about living intentionally. Are you ready to live intentionally and have your best life possible? I know you're probably going, that just sounds hooey. But here's the thing, so many of my clients that I talk to are living life unintentionally. And by that I mean they're letting things happen to them, and they're not using their mind to manifest the things that they truly desire. Case in point, we have, in the course of a minute, 50 thoughts running through your brain, and that's roughly 3,000 per hour. So the thoughts that you are thinking are literally on an endless loop that you're not doing anything about. The minute you wake up, your thoughts flash back to the things that you were thinking about or worried about or stressed about or whatever. So you're literally going through this, I don't want to say awful, but it literally is an awful loop until you pay attention to it. For example, if you took the time to just spend a day and focus on the thoughts that go on an endless loop in your mind, you'd be surprised on how harshly you talk to yourself. Seriously, when we wake up, our mind automatically goes to the thing that we're already focusing on or always stressing about or worried about. And that could be a negative place. When, in fact, if you stop your thoughts from doing that and pay attention to what your mind is automatically going to, you can break the pattern. Here's what you do. Spend a day just jotting notes of what you're actually thinking from the minute you get up. Seriously, sometimes you'll find your mind is not necessarily your best friend. You can find that the thoughts that are running around rampant in your mind are things that you would never say to a stranger. You know, you are thinking, I'm so fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm not good at that. And those are just some of the examples that I find clients, and not just clients, everybody has on a loop. I did the same thing. I mean, we are all in the same boat until we start thinking about what it is we're receiving. So, for example, when you start listing out, it doesn't need to be a lengthy project. You just start making notes of the words that are coming through your mind. When you wake up, what is the first thing that pops into your mind? What are you thinking of? And if that thought is not benefiting you, flip the switch. Case in point, for example, wake up, not really awake, going to the shower, pass by the mirror, and I'm thinking, oh God, I look horrible. Or, oh God, I look puffy. Or, oh God, I've got another day of how many calls. And it's a matter of just flipping the switch, like, you know, instead of saying, oh God, I'm fat or ugly or any of those negative comments, say, oh, thank God I'm so healthy. I feel incredibly strong. Today's going to be an amazing day. It's just about reframing how you want to have this day. Because if you stop or you don't stop blocking those thoughts, you're going to find yourself mood-wise feeling negative and feeling hopeless. And it's like, oh God, it's just another crappy day. It's like, no, it's not. That's what I mean about living intentionally. By you reframing your day to make it your best day ever. If you wake up and you just automatically feel in a bad mood or your thoughts are dark, flip them. Just say, this is going to be an awesome day. What do you want to get out of this day? I'm going to connect with so many amazing people. I'm going to have some great things happening to me today. And you know what? You may say to yourself, oh, that sounds silly. You know what? It's silly until it comes true. And I've done this over and over again. And whether it's for life, for business, whatever, it does change the framework. I am very conscious of the things that go through my head. I am very aware of the thoughts. And none of us are perfect. I don't have a perfect stream of thought running through my head on a 24/7 basis. But I will say this, when a thought comes in that I find that it's not relevant or not helpful, I will stop and examine that, and I'll go, yeah, that's not helpful. And I will reframe it. You know, I never speak to myself in that regard negatively, pessimistically. Uh, and I find that when I do this, when I am intentional about with my thoughts, it does manifest things down the road. For example, a while ago, I was looking at my calendar and I was just thinking, you know what, I need to work with more clients from around the world. And then I reframed that and I said, you're going to work with more clients from around the world and you're going to have a fully booked calendar. I kept saying that over and over again to myself while looking at my calendar. And I'm not just saying sit there and stare at your calendar and it will reap the benefits. But no, when you do that and say that and you're clear about what your intent is and what you want and you desire, same thing, it will come to fruition because, like The Secret, putting things on your, whether it's a mental vision board, whether it's on a piece of paper where you're writing it out or you're pasting it on a vision board, once you put a declaration out there and you hold firm to that, you also find yourself doing things that will bring it towards you. So yes, I said I was going to have a fully booked calendar, but I didn't sit back on the couch and, hit Netflix and say, no, they'll come to me. No, I started thinking of other ways to get more clients in my calendar. And that was as a result of me making this a non-negotiable. And then again, non-negotiables go back to you setting your intent. I didn't say I hope to have more clients. I didn't say I wish I could have more clients. I said I'm going to. And same thing, and I'll go back to this um, during COVID, when the quarantine happened, like everybody, I was in shock. And, as a psychic, people are like, oh, you probably saw this coming. But you know what? I honestly didn't. But I had a pit in my stomach about this situation that I couldn't identify where this was coming from. And, people said the same thing about with 9/11, they saw darkness or whatever. But it's when you have an experience where you have nothing to relate it to give context, it's hard to see through and predict something like this on a global scale. So yeah, a lot of psychics and clairvoyants didn't get this. But if they asked themselves honestly, physically they felt this and didn't know how to identify it. But going back to what I was saying before about living intentionally, when the quarantine happened, I was like with everybody, I was shell shocked. And we deal with this in various ways. I was eating my feelings. I was enjoying eating whatever carbs and fun foods, which was making me happy. And I remembered maybe 3 months into it, I had a Zoom meeting and I went into my closet and I pulled out something that I'd purchased prior to COVID. And I thought, ooh, I think I bought the wrong size. And then I put it back, tried on another thing, and thought, yeah, I think I bought the wrong size. And I think after the third or fourth, it's like, girl, you didn't buy the wrong size. You gained weight. So at that point, I said to myself, you know what? You need to get healthy. I didn't say diet. I truly didn't say diet. I said, we're going to get healthy. And the next day or the day that I said that, I just started to put it into effect. Truly put it into effect. And I think that was 3 months ago because I've been in my closet. I think after 30 days or 60 days, I went in my closet just to see, and it was just like, oh, I just pulled those on, no problem. Oh, this feels a little loose. And now I think it's actually 40 or 90 days. I can't really honestly keep track of timing right now, but I'm where I wanted to be. Matter of fact, I exceeded where I wanted to be, but the thing was, I didn't say, I hope, I wish, I'm going to try. It's about living intentionally and having non-negotiables. Now, what does this mean for you? Here's what I'm asking you to do for your own happiness. Because at the end of the day, we make our own happiness. We decide if we're going to be happy, And I am a huge fan of pity parties, and I'm going to talk to you about those on another video. But sometimes you just need to work on your mental health and your state as best you can. Again, these are trying times. Do whatever you need to do to feel healthy and feel happy. But that being said, one of the first things you can do is focus on the words that are going on the endless loop. Again, it's like a record player. or a CD or whatever. Your playlist is just over and over again, blah, blah, blah. You're horrible, you're bad, you're fat, you're stupid. Whatever the things are going through your mind, spend a day or two. I would suggest literally 3 days. Keep a little mini notebook and just jot down the thoughts. And don't judge yourself. Jot down the thoughts that are on a loop in your mind. Again, there are 50, just just sorry, when this happens, just stop, reflect, and change it. So when you make notes of what is being said, after the 3 days, flip back and change it. And by that I mean, if you said, you're so fat, I'm in the best shape possible. My body is very healthy and strong. If you said, oh, you're stupid, you know what? I have many skills and many talents. Just reframe the thoughts that you have. And also intentionally, what is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to come out of this with? And I say this because quarantine, it's a very ugly time, but there's a lot of beautiful things coming out of this. This is the perfect time for you to delve into anything creative. That being said, I want you to just make a list of the things that you want to achieve and make them, out of that list, pick at least 5 that are non-negotiable for you, that are not a conversation, that are things that you're going to do regardless. So that is your task, for you to live intentionally, change your mindset, and truly achieve the goals and the things that you want, making them non-negotiable, and being conscious of the words that are going through your head on an endless loop. And if hopefully this video resonates with you, I would love for you to like, share, subscribe, and also comment in the comment section. I would love to know how you are putting this into effect. What are the words that you are reframing to help you live your best life possible? And I'd also love to hear how you intentionally brought something to you. And I'll be in the comment section because I love to hear this kind of stuff from you. So again, this is Tanya Brown, your spiritual business coach, and see you on the next video.